Excited about the new set? So are we. Stay tuned as I go over our favorite figures from the new set, X-Men Xavier School. Welcome to Majestics. My name is Chase, and today I'm going to be covering the top 10 figures of the latest set, X-Men Xavier School. This is a new series here on the Majestics channel, and we're going to cover a lot of different aspects of Heroclix. If this is something that you're into, please hit the like button and subscribe, and that way you can check out some of our newest content when it's released. Also, if you want some other great Heroclix content, especially from a competitive standpoint, jump over to MajesticCCG.com and become an Apex Insider. That's some great articles from some great players, especially from a competitive standpoint. I'll hit you with a link down below. So, let's go ahead and dive into our top 10 list. Coming in at number 10 is Hellion. Hellion's going to be everyone's favorite new piece to TK figures with. He has the ability to continually TK up to 3 times, or actually 4 times in a turn, while taking 1 unavoidable damage each time. That's pretty much his main thing. He does have leadership and sidestep, but he only comes in at 40 points. So he's a great piece if you're trying to get that alpha strike off on another team, especially with multiple figures. Coming in at 50 points, Storm is a great piece to taxi around with. And she does so much more than that. And that's one reason she barely beats out Gateway for me for a great taxi in this set. He is really good too, but Storm brings so much more to the table. She has the Headmaster's trait, so that leaves her with some perplex and leadership for other X-Men and bringing in the student ID card. The other thing is she has TK and can carry up to 3 passengers as long as they all have the X-Men keyword. So that's why Storm is probably one of my favorite new taxis and probably my favorite taxi for X-Men in general. Coming in at number 8 is the All-New Wolverine. Talk about a piece that can do some major damage in this set. She has Blade's Claws and Perplex if she needs to get her attack up to even a 12. But on top of that, as she charges in, does the Blade's Claws, she can drop a Jonathan Bystander who also has Blade's Claws. They're both kind of resilient because the first time you kill Jonathan, he doesn't die. And then All-New Wolverine also has kind of has a healing factor and regen at the bottom of the dial. Just really a great piece. Coming at number 7 on the list is the new Kitty Pryde. At only 50 points, she kind of has some really cool things going on. One, she gets the Headmaster's trait, so leadership, perplex, all that good stuff, and the student ID card. But really makes her cool is her special power that gives her stealth and phasing teleport. But when she's adjacent to a wall, other friendly characters can move through it. Now, what's great about that is it's not even just X-Men, so it just kind of allows her to be on different teams and kind of a really different mechanic in the game that I haven't really seen before. Number 6 on the list is Moria Mctaggart. What I really like about this piece is just the efficiency of a 25-point piece. She gets the Headmaster's trait, so leadership, perplex, again, student ID card, all that good stuff. But she also gets the X-Men team ability, and you can push her on to Outwit. And it's just a lot you can get for just 25 points. So, big fan of this piece, mainly just an X-Men team place, but a great way to fill in a team and to be able to use the X-Men trait. So number 5 on the list is Old Man Logan, one of my favorite new pieces from this set. He's really cool because he's not just kind of a beat stick character. He has other stuff going on between giving Empower. He has regeneration, even though he heals 1 less, that's traded. And he never drops below a 3 damage or an 11 attack. And he starts with a couple with 12 attack and Blade's Claws. He gets charged on his opening stats. Not much movement attack after that. But he's just not the easiest piece to bring down because he has a longer dial and he can dish out some great damage. Now his defense is pretty rough, but what's actually really cool is on the first couple clicks he has a special power that allows him to give other friendly characters who are at lower points than him combat reflexes. And if they already have combat reflexes, they get +1 defense. So I think he's really great if you kind of pair him with a piece that has defend, and it can keep both him and that piece alive actually for a while. Coming in at number 4 is Darwin. Darwin was an interesting piece here because he really kind of helps shut down some of that pick up power abilities. There's a couple of the pieces in the set like Leech and Prodigy that can kind of help as well, but I think Darwin is one of the most abusive in this category. What happens is if you pick a power or your opponent picks a power, Darwin has the ability to deal in 1 unavoidable damage when he does. that kind of can really deter somebody from going down that road. Now, the reason I chose Darwin over the other ones too is that he has 2 stop clicks in his 4-click dial that help keep him alive, and he has regeneration on those stop clicks. The last thing is that when he is attacked, he gets to choose a defensive power. So it just kind of really allows him to actually stay in the fight. He just, to me, kind of stands out as the best of the non-pick-up power pieces. All right, now we're getting into the top 3, and I think there's going to be a lot of debate over this, but number 3 for me is the title character Magneto the Realist. One reason why I really enjoyed this piece coming in at 100 points is the starting dial has the running shot, penetrating psychic blast. He gets 4 damage, 11 attack, and invulnerability. Throughout his dial, it does change a little bit, but it's a little bit longer dial for 100 points in my mind, and you just get a lot of cool stuff in it. Now, the reason you're taking these pieces is for their title abilities. I'm not going to get into that whole long text or anything like that, but I am going to talk about his 3 abilities. So his +1 plot ability is that he gets to modify all friendly characters' attack within range by +1. That is huge. That allows you to even modify things like all the little bystanders and everything. It just has a lot of great use, and just to be able to do that on a sweeping, like everything within range is just awesome. His -2 plot ability is that all friendly characters get moved 2 squares. That's huge as well. That just extends threat ranges and really puts that pressure on the opponent. Again, a great, I just feel like Magneto actually really helps a lot of smaller pieces that especially don't have move and attack, or just to get them in position better. The last one is his -9 plot point ability, and that is going to be that for the rest of the game, I want to say as long as Magneto's on the board, everyone gets +1 damage. You might not see that happen as often, but that's still pretty awesome. So just all around for 100 points, he has the ability to attack and put out some damage while also doing a lot of other support roles that you don't actually see in the game. Coming in at number 2 on the list is Iceman the Chase from the set. He is amazing at 175 points. Actually, I think he's really good at 175 points. I actually find him amazing at the 60-point level. The reason I say that is one of his cooler abilities is the fact that he can make the ice clone bystanders, and these things are actually really good. Sidestep 10 attack with Incap. They also have toughness and shape change. So sometimes they're really going to frustrate somebody when they're trying to get rid of one, and at the same time they hit a shape change roll, or you can't just poison them and get rid of them. So being able to constantly make 1 or 2 of those is just a really awesome ability. He also has the ability to go giant size if he pretty much consumes one. Other than that, like I said, the 175 point dial is really good as well if you're kind of looking for that one-man army. Running shot pulse wave is always going to be a thing, especially the damage that he can get at, especially with the revenge tokens that he gives out when he gets hit. So in the end, I still think that the 60-point dial is probably my favorite in it, but at 175, he's still a great one-man army piece. Coming in at number 1 on the list is Wolverine, the super rare from the set. He's 150 or a 50-point dial, and I think a lot of people probably are surprised that I picked him over the Iceman. The reason I really like him is because I think he's a great call-in piece, or actually a figure to call in other ID cards is what I mean to say. At 150 points, you give a huge different choice of figures to call in, and he's so hard to kill, extremely hard to kill, and especially if you build an X-Men team around him, it makes it even harder because they can use the X-Men team ability to keep him going. Having 3 stop clicks throughout his dial, not just like at the end or whatever, just makes it that much more difficult to deal with them. And it does have regeneration on those stop clicks. He also can do a lot of damage once he gets in there, especially if he's on the other side of the opponent's board, or if another figure attacks somebody on your team. He pretty much gets an extra attack that way, or he can get flurry. Really, honestly, he can actually attack 3 times in 1 turn, and has Blade Claws, Fangs, and a 12 attack on top of it. He then also comes with the Headmaster trait, so Perplex and Leadership for other X-Men, and the Student ID card. I just think there's so much cool things going on with this piece that he has the ability to call in figures, super hard to kill, one of the harder pieces in the game to kill, along with being able to do a lot of damage. Yes, it is close. That is the only thing that is to me, the only real knock on the piece is not having any form of ranged attack. So that's it for our top 10 review of the X-Men Xavier School. Hope you liked it. Comment below if you think I was wrong on anything, or what you would like to see on the list or change. Also comment below if there's any lists you'd like to see in the future. There is going to be a lot more content coming. And thanks so much for watching.